All right, y'all. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? We are in a MindShift Monday. And I just want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. Of course, you know, everybody gets a Monday. You get a Monday. You get a Monday. Yo, and I tell you, today was a pretty cool day. I'm not sure how everybody else's day was, but hopefully it met you with some ease. If it didn't, you know, because I know all type of things are going on in the world, then for that matter, you know, hey, I hope that you can get some decent rest and really just, you know, just be grateful for the things that allowed you to get through the day. Whether it was small, big, you know, just find something, all right? Because that's needed, okay? So again, welcome to MindShift Monday. We are totally tuned in. It's November, y'all. It's a birthday month. Definitely for myself. So, you know, this season, I'm definitely just making sure that, you know, it's always purposeful and intentional, but I want to make sure that we are stepping forward with some things that we can really take with us moving forward, even into 2024, because, man, let me tell you, we already getting the next episode, okay? I mean, the energy is real, the power is real, the shifts are real, the transformations are real, the breakthroughs are real, everything is real right now, you know. And just also, I want to, you know, send prayers, love, and everything of that matter to anybody who has experienced, you know, family or friends transitioning at this time. You know, we're always have people transition in life, you know, but then there are certain moments where it might just cascade, it might hit differently, you know, consecutively, you know, or it just might come about, you know, unexpectedly, things, just different things. Or it could have just already been there and, you know, we just had to deal with the fact that it's happening. Regardless, I definitely want to, you know, make sure that we send out love and prayers, and that you are receiving the support that you need at this time. And if you are watching this, kudos to you. Thank you so much. Whether you're watching it now, or this time in 2024, or some future time, or whenever it is, I just want to say thank you. Today's show, man, is about navigating life's crossroads, choice points for sustainable success. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and get into MindShift Monday like this. We exercise everything else, so why not exercise the way that we think and see things, okay? Like, they're not too far from each other. Think and see. Now, also, you know, the gut, you know, the gut has its own brain as well. I mean, if it has a brain, that means it's seeing some things too. But it's communicating to your sight as well. So we also just have to make sure that regardless, we exercise the way that we think and see things for a higher perspective. This is also a heart-based frequency. Okay, this is also a heart-based frequency, which means it's all love for growth and expansion. So, you know, I hope you receive this in the best way possible. And if you know someone that needs this, make sure you share it with them. You know, like, subscribe, do all of those fancy things. All right, and it's always brought to you by leadingwhilelearning.com. You never know who you will inspire, okay? And we are bridging the gap between generations and information with focus on spirituality, economics, and wealth. All right. We also know that effective self leadership is key. All right. Now, I got all the extra stuff right now, but I'm gonna leave this other part to you. Okay. So anyway, the quote for today, the quote for today is failure is a prerequisite for great success. If you want to succeed faster, double your rate of failure, right? Now, now, with that being said, I know a lot of people don't like to experience failure, okay? And we're gonna get into that part, but I love that quote. Right now, lately, for the past few episodes, I've been quoting Brian Tracy, right? He's like, he was at when he was, hold on, y'all. We're gonna have to make sure because time passes so fast. Sometimes we know, we don't know. I'm not going to assume I know everything. I know I don't know everything, right? But I just want to make sure that, yeah. So Brian Tracy, even in his prime, he was one of the leading motivational speakers for business success. So, authors, entrepreneurs, all those things. And so I've been pretty much still diving into the quotes from the book, just the treasury of quotes, right? Brian Tracy. All right. So, again, today's show is dealing with navigating life's crossroads, choice points for sustainable success. All right. And this is dealing with evolving through the choices and decisions that change our lives for a moment, a second, or forever, right? The other day, maybe a few weeks ago, I was thinking to myself, and I'm sure other people have thought of this too, but I was just thinking to myself that, and being reminded that every choice that we make is literally being threaded and woven into our future reality, right? And the future reality is literally when you wake up tomorrow, or maybe even a second from now, a minute from now, based off of the choices that were made a second ago, a minute ago, maybe a week ago, maybe a year ago, right? We can identify right now the choices that we made last year up until the beginning of this year, right? And then we can identify also the choices that we made in the beginning of this year up until now and see the changes in our lives, the changes within ourselves and our personal growth, okay? Our spiritual growth, you know, professional business, it doesn't matter, whichever length or whichever spectrum you want to put it into. All right, whichever realm that you are in or space that you are focused in. But, a lot of things intertwine as well. So, just to start off, for any track record of having a positive and transformational day, week ahead, I always want to make sure that I let y'all know to start by just being grateful. If you can be grateful, that alone will project into your world, your reality, the spaces and places that you go into, your daily living, period. Okay. Your energy, your vibration. If you can just be grateful, and not no fake grateful, not no, I guess I'll be thankful that I woke up today, or I guess I'll be thankful that I get to go to work. Sometimes you're disappointed with how things are working out, but we always are able to change the circumstances. We just got to work through the issue, right? Sometimes we made choices in the past that literally, put us in at a choice point where, or a crossroad where it's like, we're forced to do better. We're forced to make a better decision for ourselves, even dealing with our health, even dealing with, just everyday reality, right? Showing up for yourself and the things that we say we're going to do. We're not looking for the perfection. We're just looking for the realness in how we're operating and how we choose to get better in each moment of our day, of our living, right? So another way that I want to start off is by saying sometimes it is okay to say no, thank you. A yes could lead you into a lesson learned. Now it is November, so it's only right that, I harp on, a no, okay? Because lately, some lessons that I've already learned, when kind of like um, overextending myself, to be considerate or to be helpful or, things like that. And it, again, it's not saying that you can't be any of those things, but when you've already learned the lesson, right? You've already had the lessons, you've already learned them. There's always this one choice point that comes up before you are really about to make a change in your life, or, crossroads that comes up when you're getting ready to make a change in your life. Something major is about to happen, right? And you get to see those lessons again quickly, really quickly, like so quickly that it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I know I'm not about to do this again. Or it may not even be that you're not going to do it again. It's just like you're observing and seeing how it's playing out. You're observing your choices, what led up to it. You're seeing the whole dimension of everything. And so now you can do better, right? You can get out of there. Like you got a choice to say, oh, hold up. I'm not going no further. I'm bowing out gracefully. Thank you so much. You may have did all you needed to do. You came, you saw, you conquered, and it's time to move on, right? So it's like, that's what I mean when I say sometimes you can say no, thank you. Like, some things that lead to choice points and crossroads start with people asking a question, right? It can start by, look, when we sitting in our cars, and I love any and all people, right? But, we don't have to always, I mean, every day, if you want to, you can do what you want to do. But it's some days I know, where we might be driving or walking by and somebody asks you for some money, right? That's a major choice point, and it is definitely a crossroad, depending on where you are in life, right? Sometimes you might want to go ahead and do a little giving, especially if you ain't gave something in a while, right? You might be tested. But at the same time, it's just sometimes where you can be like, nah, I ain't got it. Or you don't have to say anything. You just, you keep going, right? And it doesn't even have to be that's just a basic idea, right? This could be for anything. It could be for someone asking you for help, just maybe for some instructions or maybe for some directions or help them do something right fast. And you decide, you pause, right? To even see if this is real. Like, is this really happening right now? And you feel it out. Just like all of this is happening in like quick seconds, quick seconds. But then you go ahead and you like, well, this is nothing. They just asking for directions, instructions. Cool. But then there's also something else that leads you to another door, another choice point where it's like, all right, well, if you open this door, then we'll let you go in and we'll let you come out. But just make sure that you observe and see, the lesson that has already been learned, right? And receive all the information you need at that time. Because just because it's a lesson learned, just because it's a choice point, just because it's a crossroad, it's not that it's always going to be this like hardcore hit, but it definitely is a epiphany, a breakthrough in your mind where it's like, aha, I get it. Okay. So it's okay to not do the thing most people are counting on you to do. You know, every day is different day and things change in the blink of an eye. And based on what we are asking and praying for, everything is always being arranged for that highest good, our success in life, for what we're supposed to be doing while we are here on earth, while we are here in this universe, in this space, in this place. Success can look all type of ways, right? Success can look all type of ways. It's okay to keep going. When you are being asked a question or when someone's trying to get your attention, sometimes it's okay. People might think it's rude. They might think it's arrogant. They might think all type of things. But maybe you're just in a space where it's like, I'm retaining myself right now. I just want to be able to give to myself and pour more into myself right now and to the people I love, the things I choose, right? And so when you do that, it may look a little selfish. Okay? It may look a little selfish, but it's okay to keep going. Like, you can either stop and pay attention to someone asking a question or getting your attention for something, or you can keep going. And either choice is okay. Either choice is okay, right? Unless for some reason it's in total alignment with the highest good for your life and others around you, or it's just a lesson that you just really need to learn, then, oh, well, you're going to make the choice that you need to make in that moment so that you can improve, right? So, even in my own experiences, sometimes we agree to do one thing and it trickles into an experience you really had no intention on signing up for, right? We are also given a period of time to complete and finalize lessons in review from past experiences to see if we truly see the lesson at hand and we're given an easy cut and dry way out. Okay? So it's like the things that trickle into our experience, that we had no intention for signing up for, most of the time it's because we just were kind of going with the flow. I know a lot of people like, nah, I'm just going with the flow. It's just easy, cool sailing. And that's fine. You can always like go with the flow, like the water flow. Things that flow are not stagnant, right? So going with the flow is fine. But when you're going with the flow, you can still be purposeful and intentional, okay? You can still be going and flowing in a specific direction, right? You can still have a focus or a focal point, okay? You don't have to go with the flow and then end up somewhere you never knew you thought you were going to be going. Like, it has to be conscious, making choices and decisions consciously, purposely, and intentionally, and through your authenticity as well. All right. So, and we're giving ways out, right in the beginning. That's the crazy part. You're giving a way out in the beginning before you even make the choice after the choice. You're giving a way out. It's like you may say yes. You might be like, yeah, I'll help you do this. So I'll do that. And then after that, there's another question or there's a statement or something or invite or anything, right? And right in that moment, you can either, say, nah, and, throw it out or say, nah, I'll stop right here. I'm getting off the bus. I'm good. I'm getting out the Uber right here. I'm stopping my car right here. I'm parking. I'm done. And continue to focus on what it is that you're doing, or you can divert your attention off your path, hop on another path, and next thing you know, You done crisscrossed at the crossroad. You know. So here goes another lesson learned. All right. So again, in the beginning, we're always giving away an easy cut and dry way out. It usually starts again with someone needing help or asking a question. How can we notice when we trust and know that we will make the better choice? Okay. You can feel it in your body. Whether we know this or not at that time is right now is irrelevant, but you can. It's just whether we know that or not, whether we are aware of that, whether we grew up and somebody told us this, you know, because more than likely nobody did. If somebody did for you, then that's a blessing. But right now, which is even part of the reason why this is the topic for today, is because if anyone crosses this and you were never told this, that you can feel it in your body when you can make the better choice, when you can pause and not just jump into a yes or, into someone else's yes, right, for you, right? You can feel it in your body. You can get the precursors before you answer. Or, let's just say you do the thing and then there's another invitation, again, which opens another door and you have choice points, right? So again, how are we able to notice this? Are we able to really take time to pause in that moment? Because we can. You might look a little stuck, Now, not crossing the street, y'all. Come on, like if you're supposed to cross the street, if the thing says walk, unless for some reason you just really cars are speeding by, people running lights. People like to run the red lights, yellow lights too, but people like to run the lights. And at the walkway, you can walk. Their light is red, but they still rolling, and you decide you need to pause, you pause. And that's the same thing even with making our choices, right? You might need to pause even when you got the right of way to go. Even when everything is saying it's all clear, you still might just say, I still need to kind of think about this, right? And it's not that you need to think about it. It's just more so you just want to make sure that you're, again, making the best choice for the more sustainable success in your life when you're at that crossroad and at that choice point. All right. So, again, if it's not something that you truly align with, it's okay to say no and stay on your straight and narrow path. Right? Because the minute that you say yes, you are diverging, you are creating another pathway. You are literally at that crossroads and you are taking another route. Okay. So being conscious, purposeful, and intentional in our decision making can be productive for our personal, professional, spiritual, and business growth. They all intertwine. The opportunity when at a crossroads is we can already be prepared for this choice point from previous experiences, or it can be a moment that we've been leading up to. And finally, we choose the outcome for more sustainable success and growth within our life. Because we look, I can look at the track record. I've made some decent, choices. I've done all right, but I could do, you want to see yourself do way better. You want to match your mentality. And sometimes our mentality may be better than our choices. That's the crazy part, right? So again, once we truly are mindful, aware, using our authentic voice and energy, operating within that integrity, being purposeful and intentional, we begin to feel and see why making certain choices, whether yes or no, have major impact on our daily living, trickling into now moments or future moments, which are now, okay? Because right now, you could be making a choice to, let's just keep it basic, to drink more water, to hydrate, right? You could have chose to keep snacking on something, but you're like, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna go ahead and get this lime and water, and I'm gonna make a better choice right now, so that, and at least I know I'm hydrated, right? Versus doing the opposite, doing the same thing over and over again, and what are your results? I mean, maybe you're not really looking for results, but sometimes we can make another choice that's just more sustainable in this moment, that might be a little bit better of improvement for ourselves, and even for our body, even for our mind, even for our thoughts, everything. All right. So in each moment, we have the opportunity to improve our decisions and choices. We have major crossroads that shift and alter our reality and existence overall. And we have day-to-day choices like spending habits, working out, time spent or time wasted. And we can allocate these choices how we want, as long as we are satisfied with the outcome a year later. And if not, we still have room to improve. Okay? Sustainable success comes from the crossroads and choice points that we know without a doubt we are operating and feeling ourselves make the decision consciously, intuitively, authentically, purposefully, and intentionally. When someone decides to create something, whether a piece of art, a song, a building, a business, a cake, a dinner, breakfast, anything they are doing it purposefully for a successful outcome. This doesn't mean that along the way you won't achieve failures, right? And notice what I said, achieve failures, okay? As the quote stated earlier, failure is a prerequisite, and failure is not always some big embarrassing scene that everyone makes it out into. I mean, it can be. It could look that way. It could be. But we are only embarrassed by our insecurity to either fall or fail in public, or by what others will say. Once we get over this, it makes our failures look like the thread needed to create our success. We see it every day. All right. So being resilient is a key factor of a person. Oh, so let's get into the definition of being resilient, guys. All right. Resilience is the best word that can describe, making these choices and being at these crossroads and choice points, okay? For me, that's how I see it. I think resilience is a really good word right now. So we're going to harp on that one. So being resilient is a key factor of a person or animal able to withstand or recover quickly from difficult conditions. Okay. And it's also a substance or object able to recoil or spring back into shape after bending, stretching, or being compressed. Right. So we can see right here that sometimes it's stretching season. So we can see what we are made of and what is possible. How will we ever know if we never ever even make new choices or decisions? Being clear in our thoughts and our feelings are key to clarity and even being in synchronicity with our choices. It's so easy for us to think that our feelings and thoughts do not create our reality. And if we truly live by this, things will shift powerfully in our lives for us to achieve anything aligned with our purpose and destiny for being here. So I brought up some quotes, right? Because again, it's November, and November starts with what? No. But there's a positive thing to this no, right? Because it means that there are more things you can say yes to for yourself. and people and things that truly matter and are aligned with your highest good. So one quote is by Tim Ferriss. He says, "What you don't do determines what you can do." Another quote says, "Half the troubles of this life can be traced to saying yes too quickly and not saying no soon enough." Another one by Warren Buffett is, "The difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything." Another one is, "We need to learn the slow yes and the quick no." The art of leadership is saying no, not saying yes. It is very easy to say yes. And for even more inspiration, Steve Jobs says focusing is about saying no. All right. So that's Mindship Monday today, y'all. Like in a nutshell, right? Navigating life's crossroads. All right, choice points for sustainable success. And I did have like a little small clip that I wanted to kind of share with y'all. And it was this 100-year-old lady that was on 11 Alive. And she was just talking about the different choices that she made in life. I don't know if I'm going to share the whole clip, but I'll just tell y'all about it. It was really interesting. And it was like maybe 2 or 3 different choices. One thing, though, she said, "Hey, crown royal her, okay?" And that said a lot, because I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, you can't live long if you're doing this." It's all these different things, right? But everything, it just goes to show everything in moderation, okay? But mainly, she was just speaking about how, she made a choice to serve in the Army, the military, based off of the conditions and things that were going on in DC at that time, like in 1940, the first war. And so she served for 2 years, but her being there, right, was a choice. It was intentional. It was purposeful. She didn't just like go in willy-nilly, not knowing, you know. Now, I mean, it could have been some things she didn't know. But in her mind, what she made up about herself was that, no, I'm going because I see she was aware of her environment, of her experiences, of what was going on in her area, in her city. And she decided that she was going to make a decision and a choice. It was a crossroads. It was a choice point for her, right? And she was successful. She only did 2 years in the military, right? And she came out and she's here to live and speak about it, you know? So, that big inspiration is something that can just show us that, at least if you're going to make the choice, be conscious about it, be purposeful, be intentional. Now, whether she got in there and then 2 years later, she was like, "Oh, I need to get out of here right now." You know what I mean? It was just the fact that she knew why she went in. She knew why, you know? So, that's just one thing. But other than that, it's Mindshift Monday. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you tuned in on YouTube, Spotify, or after the show, Substack, y'all got to come through on Substack. That's where I'm really going to be. You can become a member or subscribe to the Substack. That's where most of our writings. You can catch Mindshift Monday episodes dropping there every Monday and more. Just come on over, y'all. Just come over. All right. And, we create community there as well. So, I hope y'all have a great rest of your week. Make sure you stay grateful. And I hope that this was able to be insightful for you in some type of way. And if you know someone that needs this information, make sure you share it with them. All right. And again, any of the platforms, make sure you subscribe, follow, like, and do all of those fancy things. And hit the notifications so you can stay updated. And I appreciate you. Again, MindShift Monday. And we are out of here. All right, peace.